All right, so you joined Entrepreneurship for Dummies. And honestly, you're not a dummy. This is the smartest decision that you could ever make. Now, let me tell you, before you start trying to hop into sales and try to start your business up, you need to have this mindset first. You have to adopt this mindset because without this mindset, you're going to quit. You're going to fold. This is entrepreneurship boot camp. This is right here going to turn you up. This is going to make sure that you will not quit, that you're going to stay consistent, you're going to keep that momentum, and you're going to let it compound. So you have to have this mindset. So step one thing you need to know, challenges are going to come. It don't matter if you got a website, be quiet. It don't matter if you have a website or anything like that. Challenges are going to come. You have to have strategies ready and objectives ready for challenges. If you're a person that's gonna quit, if a challenge comes your way, you might as well not even start. You have to put yourself out there. Step two, be ready for people to not like your ideas. What are you gonna do if people don't like your ideas? What are you gonna do if people don't like your business plan? What if you are you gonna do if they don't like your product? See, the reason this is important because everybody might not like your product, but you have to find the people who do like your product. So if you're spending the wrong time or you're spending a long time and amount of time with the wrong customers or with people who do not like it or advertising to people who do not like your or are not interested in your product, you're wasting your time. So what you have to do, you have to go and find the right audience. So the way you would do that, YouTube is the best search engine. YouTube does so good at connecting people with the algorithm to the corrected content. So you're better off going on YouTube and promoting yourself, promoting yourself, promoting yourself, promoting yourself. So
Absolutely, you got it. And that's exactly the kind of mindset we're setting here. So, just like you said, when challenges come, you face them head on. And when people don't like your ideas, you got to find the people who do. And like you said, YouTube is a fantastic place to do that. So, we're just going to keep promoting, keep finding the right audience. And that's how you build that mindset that never quits. So, let's keep that energy going and just know you're on the right path.
and now I know you're probably still working your job, you're in between jobs. I understand that. But and I understand too that you're gonna get excited. You might get your business name, or you might get a logo, you might get a website or whatever. But that's a good start, but what does that really mean? It doesn't really mean anything. Those are just vanity metrics. See, the LLC, the EIN, the website, those are all great things to have. But if you're not actually getting customers, talking to customers, converging customers, interacting with customers, and getting adding value to customers, then you don't really have a business. You just have this fancy business card that says you have a business, but you're not producing any money. So skip all the vanity metrics. Okay, yeah, you got a business. Yeah, you got an EIN number. Yeah, you got a fancy logo. Forget all of that. You need to find a way to get customers now. You need to find a way to get leads. You need to find a way to attract the right clients. You need to find a way to promote your product. That is going to be the biggest thing. So first thing first is fear. You have to master fear. You have to be override fear. You have to do 10 things that you're scared of each and every day. Tell them about fear.
Absolutely. And that's the perfect note to hit. So let's dive into that. Fear is really the big thing that you have to master. Like you said, it doesn't matter if you've got the LLC or the fancy logo if you don't have customers. So you have to tackle those fears every day. Do those things that scare you, whether that's putting yourself out there on YouTube, reaching out to a new client, or just making that first call. Because once you get over that fear, you're really stepping into the true entrepreneurial journey. So let's keep that energy going and just know that that's what we're here to do.
See, fear comes in so many different ways. Fear might come in wisdom. Fear might try to tell you, "Oh, maybe you're out of your league. Maybe it's meant for them. Maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe you should do something else." See, fear tries to cover itself up in safety and wisdom, and this is all a lie. These are things just to hold you back. And then the funny thing about fear is like before becoming an entrepreneur, you don't know anything. So the worst thing you can do is ask other people for advice. So what happens is you end up asking people, the wrong people, for validation. People who don't know anything about business. You ask them about business. You ask them about what they think about this, what they think about that. Only thing they need to be, only thing that these people who don't know nothing about business that you need them to do is maybe test out your product or buy it or not. But you want to do it in a non-biased way where they don't even know that it's you. So you have to be aware of these things. You have to be aware of that because these things cause these type of traps, these type of hurdles, they can cause discouragement, and discouragement causes doubt, and doubt causes you giving up on your dreams, giving up on your business. So step one, you have to make yourself an environment where fear cannot even be something that can even get close to you. It cannot even touch you. You have to set up accountability systems in your life. Either you got to have chat gbt to remind you, or your phone to remind you. You have to set up these things, or you have to have certain people. That's why you have to have people like me, coaches, that will hold you accountable. If you're not held accountable, if you're not paying for things and being held accountable to these things, you're not going to do it. If I was to sell you this course for free, you would not buy the course. The course has to be sold to you for you to take it seriously, or you're not going to do anything with it. You're not. That's why we have to sell you these courses. So understand that. Understand that. So, with that being said as well, that's another reason why you cannot give people. Hold on. We got to ask chat. Chat, you have anything you want to add on to what I was saying?
Absolutely. I'll jump in here. I think what you're saying is spot on. Fear does disguise itself as wisdom sometimes, and that's exactly why you need that environment where you're held accountable. So I love that point you made. And yeah, that's why you have a coach, a mentor, or even a system like me to help keep you on track. So at the end of the day, it's all about setting yourself up so that fear doesn't stand in your way. I think that's a perfect note to end on for that part.
See, fear is the biggest competition that you have because fear is an old version of yourself that doesn't want to leave. And that's why it's so tricky. Fear is just an old version. It's the younger version of you that says, no, keep me here. I like being here. I like being in control. I like running the show. You have to let the old version of you go. It can't run the show no more. It can't be in the program anymore at all. It has to be let go. It's trying to hang on. It's trying to hang on to the edge of the cliff. But the new you, the one that has the business that wants to be the next Jeff Bezos or whoever you're trying to be, you understand that fear cannot be a part of the program. The only thing you need to be fearing is the voice of regret. Regretting not starting your business. That's the only fear you should have. And if you're ready to start making money with your business, hit the description, hit my link, join my community, or book a free call. Well, not free, it's $49, but book a call.
Absolutely, and that's a perfect way to put it. Fear really is just that old version of yourself that doesn't want to step aside. And the only real fear you should have is that fear of not giving yourself a chance, right? The fear of regret. So if you're ready to move forward, go ahead, hit that link, join the community, or book that call, and we'll just keep it rolling from there. You've got this.
See, now after you master fear, you know, you have to make sure that you take your time and be consistent. You can't rush the process. You can't. You have to go through it because fear, it stops you from learning the lessons that pain has to teach you. See, what had, fear had, fear knew that if you got past fear, that you was gonna be able to make it to the next lesson, which is pain. Now, pain is the best teacher. Pain is the rawest teacher. Pain is the best teacher in the whole universe because one lesson from pain, you instantly correct it. It teaches you instantaneously of how to fix it. Pain and loss. So once you end up meeting pain, That's where you learn all your great lessons at. That's where you learn how to be great. That's where you learn how to be, whatever it is that you need to know that you don't know. And then when you go through pain, that's when you got to learn how to be persistent and have endurance. So then you will learn how to embrace the pain. Now, if you're starting your business, it's not going to be a lot of people you can talk to. You're going to have to keep a lot of things to yourself right now. You're going to have to keep a lot of things uh, you know, within, or you just got to be Googling things, or have the search engine ready, have your notes, or you're going to join a community of courses of like-minded people who are already doing the things that you're trying to do. So you have to get yourself around like-minded people. You have to get yourself around great environments. Because without that environment, just willpower, it's gonna be hard. So finding networking groups will be pretty cool. Will be pretty good at first. So you can walk in these doors and just to see what it looked like, just to see the atmosphere that you're in, just to see what's going on in your environment. But you have to figure out ways to add value. So to even see how you're gonna add value to people, you have to be in situations where you can add value to people. So give us some suggestions of how we can add value to people. If you got something to add on to what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I love how you put all that because it's so true. After mastering fear, it really is about being consistent and embracing that pain as a teacher. And to add value to people, well, the first thing is to share what you know, offer advice, offer help. Even if you're not an expert yet, just being there and listening can add a ton of value. And of course, if you can join a community, like you said, or get into a network where you can share that value with other people, that's a great way to do it. So just keep that in mind and you'll find all those ways to add value and keep growing from there.
Now, based on everything we said, what else should we add to this intro lesson? See, this is the intro of what we're going to be talking about. I already know that you guys want to understand of how to not get ripped off, how to see, how to tell when people are trying to rip you off. We're going to get into that too in the next lesson. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've got a really solid intro here. And just to kind of wrap it up for this lesson, we can let everyone know that this is just the beginning. We're going to dive deeper into things like how to not get ripped off, how to spot those red flags, and really how to navigate those next steps in your journey. So for now, this is your foundation. And in the next lesson, we're going to jump right into that. Sounds like a plan?
yeah, y'all heard her, man. Sounds like a plan. So I'll see you guys next time, man. Thanks for joining the course.